So let's create a SAS data set. Let's create a SAS data set with the name loan details. Okay. So customer number, loan type, loan date, loan amount, paid status, and remaining balance. The balance amount he has to pay. So let me execute this program. Let's go to work. So now you have data set ready. You have customer number, loan type, loan date, loan amount he has to pay when he took from the bank, paid status whether he has paid or yet to be paid. I mean, if he has not paid, the status would be no. If he has cleared the loan, the status would be yes. And the remaining balance, if he has cleared wherever the paid status is yes, the remaining balance will be zero. It means they have cleared that loan. And if the paid status is no, it means they have not cleared their loan yet, and whatever you are seeing here, it's a balance amount that they need to pay. Okay. Now, if you remember yesterday's topic, what we are trying to achieve, we are trying to get the, I mean, couple of cases we have seen, right? We want the first occurrence data, last occurrence data, except first occurrence, and all these things. Okay. So in order to achieve this, first what you have to do, first you need to sort your data. So in order to sort your data, what is the syntax we use? Syntax proc sort data equals to dataset name. My input dataset name is loan underscore details, and after sorting my input dataset, I want to store my results in a new dataset. So here my new dataset name is loan underscore sort. My input dataset name is loan underscore details. My output dataset name is loan underscore sort. The meaning of this proc sort statement is it will sort this input dataset and it will write the results into this output dataset. And in the by statement, you need to mention on what variable basis you want to sort the dataset. On what variable basis you want to sort this input dataset loan underscore details. I want to sort my dataset based on customer number and loan date. Why do you want to sort based on two variables? If you want to, I mean, if you sort only based on customer number, again the dates won't be in a proper order. Let's say this one. If you sort this data, let's take you have sorted the data based on customer number. Let's say you have sorted the data based on customer number. So what it does, it will first pick customer number 101, this information, followed by this, followed by this. So if I ask you what is the second loan information, again you have to scan these four records and you need to check, okay, which is the first one, which is the second one. Okay. So if you sort based on customer number as well as date, then what will be the result? First, this record will come on the top, 1990, the loan taken in year 1990, followed by these two. Okay, I want to sort my data based on customer number as well as date. I want to sort my customer data based on my loan data based on customer number and loan date. So if you want to sort based on two variables, those two variables you need to mention in the by statement. Okay, let me sort this. See, I have sorted my data. So if you look at loan, let me open this loan underscore sort data set. Now observe the data, all the information related to customer number 101 has come at one place, right? See home all the, and if you look at the loan date, it will be in the order, it will be in the ascending order because we have sorted based on customer number and loan date. And the first loan information followed by second loan, followed by third loan, followed by fourth loan. In the same way, all the data related to 102 customer is at one place. All the data related to 103 customer is at one place. All the data related to 104 customer is at one place. Okay. So what we have done, we just simply sorted. That's it. Okay. Next. Yesterday I was explaining you about first dot variable concept and last dot variable concept. First dot variable and last dot variable concept. First dot variable and last dot variable concept. So what do you mean by first dot variable and last dot variable? Actually SAS internally creates two temporary variables. SAS internally creates two temporary variables in order to identify whether that variable is a first record in each group or not. If it is a first record, then values will be 1. If it is not first record, then the values will be 0. And in the same way, if it is a last record in that group, the value will be 1. If not, it will be 0. For example, let me go here and explain. Now we have 4 different customers in our data. So this 101 is a customer, 102 is a customer, 103 is a customer, 104 is a customer. Now think of each customer is a group. Think each customer is a group. Each customer is a group. Okay. Now if I apply first dot customer number. When I say first dot customer number, now how this concept works is it will check it will go to the customer number variable. It will go to the customer number variable and it will check for each group separately. For each group, it will apply this logic separately. So it will check whether the record in this 101, we have 4 records. Total we have 4 records. It will check whether this is the first record or not. Whether this in this 101 group, whether this record is the first record or not, it will check. If it is first record in this group, then the value will be 1. If it is not a first record in this group, the values will be 0. And in the same way, last dot customer number. So it will check whether this particular record or observation in this group is the last record or not. If it is not last record, the value will be 0. Okay, if it is a last record, then the value will be 1. Okay, in the same way, the same logic will be applied for all the groups. The same logic will be applied for all the groups. So SAS internally creates these two temporary variables. So this concept is called first dot variable. Why we are calling it first dot variable is, see that variable name first dot variable, that variable name depends on, that variable name actually whatever variable name you mention in that first dot followed by variable name, whatever variable name you mention there, based on that it will identify whether it is the first group or whether it is the first observation or whether it is not first observation. So based on whatever variable you mention after the first dot, based on that it will categorize whether it is a first dot, first record or not a first record. So based on that internally it will assign these numbers. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to SAS and see how to come up with this solution. How to do all these things in SAS. Now let's say if I ask you a question, I want the first occurrence data, or let's say first loan details of each customer. I want the first loan details of each customer. If I ask you the first loan details of each customer, so what you have to do, the first dot customer number should be equals to 1, right? So these are the first loan informations. These are the first loan informations. Okay, you have to, wherever the first dot customer number equals to 1, you have to read only those records. Okay, so I am filtering my data. See, there are a lot of values for first dot customer number. I mean, lot of in the sense it will be either 1 or 0. So I want to read only first records. So first dot customer number equals to 1. Now go here. So your input data is in loan underscore sort. So in the set statement, I have written input data set name because we have to read the data from loan underscore sort, and you have to write it into first loan. So now it's standard syntax. Whenever you are applying this first dot last dot variable concept, you have to use by and if statement, by statement as well as if statement. Why you have, I mean, by statement, on what variable basis you wanted to identify groups, on what variable basis you wanted to identify groups. Here, see, when I say first by customer number, what it does is it will go to the customer number and it will separately identify the groups. Here in the data step, by statement is used to identify groups. By statement is used to identify groups in the data set. By statement is used to identify groups in the data set. When I say by customer number, what it does is it will pick the distinct values of each group. I mean, it will identify the distinct values from the customer number. Here, when you say distinct numbers, you have 101 is a distinct number, 102 is a distinct number, 103 is a distinct number, 104 is a distinct number. So it will all those values 101, 102, 103, 104. SAS will treat it as a separate group. 101 is a group, 102 is a group, 103 is a group, 104 is a group. So how SAS will identify? When we use by statement. When we use by statement in a data step, SAS will treat, okay, SAS will assume that whatever variable we have given, SAS will treat that it has to identify data in terms of groups. So how it identifies groups? So it will take all the distinct values and it will think, okay, 101 is a group, 102 is a group, 103 is a group, 104 is a group. And after that, whatever logic you apply here, based on that, it will filter the data. So after identifying groups, so I mean, anyway, when you have used one more statement called first dot customer number. So internally it creates these variables information, first dot variable and last dot. And these two variables you cannot see in the output. You cannot see in the output. These two are temporary variables which creates by SAS internally and assigns ones and zeros. Now what you are saying, you wanted to only read where the first dot customer number equals to 1. So simply you can use if conditional statement, if first dot customer number equals to 1. So it will read only first loan data of each customer. So you have only those 4 records. Any questions on this? Anyone? Okay. Now, if you want, let's say if someone asked you a question, last loan details of each customer. When was the last loan uh, when was the last loan taken by each customer, or when was the last loan, or what is the last loan amount and what type of loan he has taken? Last loan details. If anyone asks you last loan details, so you need to filter on last loan. Last loan value should be 1. Last dot customer number value should be 1. Okay, now let's go here. Simply you have to write last dot customer number equals to 1. So you will get only last loan details. or the latest loan details of each customer. And they might ask you a question, except first occurrence. Except first occurrence. Except first occurrence. What does except first occurrence means? So first dot customer number should be equals to 0, right? What is first dot customer number? If first dot customer number equals to 0, it means it's except first occurrence. If it is 1, it means this is first occurrence. I don't want first occurrence details. Except first occurrence. Except first occurrence. So first dot customer number equals to 0. Or you can also write first dot customer number equals to 0. Or you can write if first dot customer number not equals to 1. If first dot customer number not equals to 1, both are fine. Anything is same. You are saying the first dot customer number value should not be equals to 1. It means it's a 0 only. We have only two values. Or else simply you can write if first dot customer number equals to 0. So except first loan. So you have how many records? 5. Let's go here and check. See here 5 records. 1013, 102, 1 and 1031. There are total 5 records. So 101 you have 3 records. 102 you have 1 record. 103 customer you have 1 record. There are total 5 records. Except last occurrence. Except last. Same concept. If it is first dot customer number equals to 0 here, we'll write last dot customer number equals to 0. Then write last dot customer number equals to 0. Okay. It means except last occurrence. Let's say if I ask you, I want the first loan details and the last loan details. First loan details and last loan details of each customer. First loan details and last loan details of each customer. So what you will do here, if either first loan is equals to 1 or last loan equals to 1, right? This is the first loan information, right? And this is first loan information. This is also first loan information. This is also, and in the same way last loan details. So this is the last loan information of 101. This is the last loan information. This is last loan information. So if I say if first dot customer number equals to 1 or last dot customer equals to 1, it means we'll get the first loan details as well as the last loan details of each customer. Next up, only once. So loan taken only once, only one time. I mean customer who took loan only once so far. Customer who took loan only once so far. Here if you look at the data, are there any customers here who took loan one time? Yes, 104. So if first dot customer number equals to 1, since it is the first record, so in the first dot customer number value is 1 and it's the last record because it will be both first and last because he has applied loan only once. So last dot customer number value will also be 1. So if first dot customer number equals to 1 and the last dot customer number equals to 1, then it's the one. I mean, we can that particular record will be only one time loan apply, one time loan information. So only once. So you have simply instead of or, if you use or, you'll get all the first loan information and last. If you use and, you'll get only once who has applied loan only once. So you'll have that. Any questions on this so far? Anyone, any questions? This concept is very important. Okay, if there are no questions, then I'll move ahead. Okay, so yesterday, I mean, if you remember, when in the conditional statement, I talked about first dot first. I mean, I talked about how to create multiple SAS datasets at a time, right? Multiple SAS datasets at a time. Now observe this data carefully, this data step carefully. See earlier, I mean, I created all the above datasets individually. Now let me create all the data sets, that first loan details, last loan details, except first loan, except last loan, first last, only once. All these data sets at a time. Let me delete all this except loan sort. So let me create all these data sets. So what I am trying to do here is, if you observe this statement, if first dot customer number equals to 1, if this condition is true, then I am redirecting that output to redirecting that output to first loan dataset. So if this condition is true, then output first loan. So if this condition is true, then that record, that observation will be written into this first loan dataset. If last dot customer number equals to 1, then output last loan. So if this condition is true, then that particular record will be sent to last loan dataset. If this condition is true, then that observation will be sent to except first loan. In the same way, or in the same thing. Now let me execute this. It created all the datasets at a time. It created all the datasets at a time. If you open the only once, you will have one record. I mean, this is using output statement, using output. If condition then output, we can create multiple SAS datasets at a time. If condition or conditions then output dataset name, you can create multiple SAS datasets at a time in by specifying all the datasets in the data statement, and using in the condition you can use, in the if condition you can use output followed by dataset name. Can anyone tell me here? See, I have used for each dataset I have used only if. Can anyone tell me why I have not used else? Why I have not used else? I can also write it in this way, right? Since it is the last one, I can write it. Why I have not used else if? Any guess?
It will execute only or one, first CNO or last CNO.
Okay. Now let me explain you why I have not why we should not give else in this case. Now see this record for. Consider the first record. Okay. If you consider the first record, what is the value in first dot customer number? It is 1, right? So when it reads this record, let me problem here is when you use else if. So how SAS will execute? Let me write else if and show you, or else I can explain here itself. Okay. So this particular record, first record, will satisfy a lot of conditions. Will it satisfy this condition? It will satisfy this condition, the one which I have highlighted, which is in line number 97, as well as it will satisfy this condition, right? Okay. Let me open the dataset and check the results, whether the results came correctly or not. There is something misleading here. Let's go to what is that? Let's go to first last. How many records do you have here? See, only once. You don't have any records. Can you tell me in only once why you didn't get any records? See, I have created a data set called here only once. When I tried to open, it didn't create. We don't have any records here. Can you tell me why?
Because the first version will become 0 there.
Okay. So let's see how SAS executes the records. So now let's take, this is the first record, right? 101 HL, this is the first record, right? So it executes this one. First dot customer number equals to 1, then output. So when this condition is true, it will not touch the else part, right? If you remember, if else, in the if else statement, if the first condition is true, if this condition is failing, then only to move to the next condition, right? If this condition is true, it will not go to the next conditions. Now think about this. Think about this. If the condition is true, in this case, first dot customer number equals to 1, the condition is true. So it will not execute this statement. It will not execute this statement. So here itself, the condition is true. Okay, you have to understand here two things. One is if condition, then expression or action, whatever, else expression. Okay. And if condition, then expression. If condition, else expression. Example, if salary if salary greater than 10,000, then category equals to high, else category equals to low. Okay. Now that is one thing. The other thing is, or else you can write if salary less than 10,000, then category equals to low. So what is the difference between how SAS executes if else conditions and two if statements? How SAS will execute? So first it will take the first record from the input data set and it will check this condition. If this condition is true, then it will not go to the else part, right? And again it will fetch the second record. So what it does, it will read the data from the input data set SAL. So first it will read 12,000, first record. So 12,000 it will place here. 12,000 greater than 10,000. Is it true? Yes. So in the category high value will be populated. So it will not touch the else part. But if you write this statement, let's say you have written this instead of if else, you wrote industry. Okay. So in this case, what it does is the first record, when it reads the first record, it will replace here as well as here. It will place the value here as well as here. It will execute the condition two times. This if statement it will execute separately, and this if statement it will execute separately. Okay, individually it executes the statement separately. But when you have if else, if the first condition is true, it will not execute the else part. But in case of multiple ifs, even though the first condition is true, let's say here the value, let's say the value is 12,000, here it is satisfied, but still it will execute this statement because there is no else part. For this if there is no else part, so again when it encounters with next if statement, it's a separate statement, it's a separate conditional statement again altogether. So the first observation, whatever you have, that first observation will be executed against this statement as well as this statement. But in case of if else, if the first condition is true, then else part will not execute. Okay, in this case, salary underscore category. What is that? One second. So you have high and low. This is fine. This is fine. And coming to the second one also here, let's say I have given here, for example, let me take one more value, 10,000. Let's say you have given greater than 10,000 or greater than equals to 10,000. Here you have given less than equals to 10,000. Okay. Now if you can you tell me, if I execute this program, what will be the value if I execute this program? To execute this program, what will be the category for salary value 10,000? Is it high or low?
Low.
Why not high? Here also you have given greater than equals to. It should come in high category, right?
After No, the last statement that is executed is if salary is less than 10. So
Yeah. So
category will
first,
be required.
so that's what I want you to understand. See, first in this case, if this condition is true, let's say I have given here. First, if this condition is true, else part will not execute. But in this case, each if statement is a separate. If each if statement is a separate block, so here the condition satisfied here when you replace when you place here 10,000, the condition is satisfying here as well as here, right? So initially in the first instant when the record is processed in the category for that salary 10,000, the category will be high, but when it processes second if statement, it will be overwritten with low. I mean the value will be in the category, the value will be overwritten with low. Okay, you got it? You got what I'm trying to explain? In the same way here also what's happening is, if you say for, see, let's take an example of the last one, the last record, the customer who has applied loan only once, and your first logic is if first dot customer number equals to 1. So this condition is true. In this case, if first dot customer number, yes, in the last case it is true. So that will be, that particular record will be sent to first dot loan information. But when when this condition is true, it will not enter, that record will not execute this statement, this else statement. Else if first dot customer number equals to 1 and last dot customer equals to 1, it will not execute this statement. Why? In the very first condition itself it is true. In the very first condition it is true. So if it is true, it will not touch the else part. It will not touch the else part, and which will lead to a wrong result in this case. So what you have to do is, you need to execute all the conditions separately. There should not be any else statements. Okay, this is correct method and this is the wrong method. Any questions on this? Anyone? You should understand how if else statements SAS processes, as well as when you have multiple ifs, how SAS processes. If you have if else, if the condition is true, then it will not execute the else part. If you have multiple ifs, but the observation will be processed against each if, even though it is satisfied in the first if condition, it will go further, and if there are any if statements, that will be executed. And in the second if statement, if the condition is satisfied in the second if, then the previous value will be overwritten. Okay, next. Now let's say if someone asks you second loan details of each customer. Let's say second highest salary of each customer from each group. It can be, the questions can be second loan detail, in this case second loan details of each customer. Let's say you have a customer information and transaction information. Now I want the uh, uh, second transaction information or third transaction information of each customer. Or it can be, the questions can be like, let's say you have department names and you have salary values. Department names, salary value. Now I want the second highest salary in each department, or first highest salary in each department, or third highest salary, or the highest salary value in each department. Okay, how will you do that? Simple. If you observe this Excel sheet, see here I created some loan number variable 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean I am giving some numbers. This is the first loan of 101, second loan, third loan, fourth loan. Okay. So there are total 4 loans which were taken by customer number 101. In the same way, 2 loans which were taken by customer number 102. The same way, 2 loans which were taken by customer number 103. And customer number 104, he took only loan 1. Now if I want the second loan details, what you will do? You have to filter on second loan details. Then you have to filter on loan number 2. If I ask you third loan details, just put filter on 3. Means where loan number equals to 3. If I ask you first one, where loan number equals to 1. Right? So how to implement this concept in SAS? So our objective now is to create this sequence number or loan number. We wanted to create this loan number for each group. For each group, I wanted to create a loan number. So how to create this loan number in SAS? Simple. See here, our input data is in loan underscore sort, and if you want to divide groups in a SAS data set, I just explained you in data set. If you want to categorize your data or identify the data in terms of groups, then you have to use by statement. So when I use by customer number, SAS will identify the data in terms of group. It will categorize the data into groups like customer number 1, customer number 101 is a group, 2 is a group, 3 is a group, 4 is a group. And one mandatory thing is whenever you are using by statement, in data step, you have to make sure that the input data set is in sorted order. Otherwise this concept will not work. If the data is not in sorted order, let's say you are not sorted and you are applying by customer number. Let's say this data is somewhere here. It will not work. The data should be in the sorted order. Then only we can give numbers. If the data is here somewhere, part of the data of customer number 101 is at one place and part of the data is at another place, then we cannot go here and give loan numbers. Let's say this is the 5th loan, 6th loan. We cannot give it this way. The data needs to be in sorted order. So it's a mandatory thing throughout SAS, not only here, throughout SAS. Throughout SAS, if you are using by statement either in a data step or in a proc step, you have to make sure the input data set is in sorted order. If it is not in sorted order, by statement will not work. If the input data set is not in sorted order, the by statement will not work. So on what variable basis the input data set needs to be in sorted order? Whatever variable you mention in the by statement. So based on that variable, the input data set needs to be in sorted order. Otherwise, this concept will not work. And see here what I am trying to do here is if first dot customer number, then if this condition is true, when I say if first dot customer number, it means first dot customer number equals to 1. This is optional. Even though you ignore 1, that's fine. Optional. First dot customer number equals to 1. This is an optional. Even though you ignore this equals to 1, SAS will treat it as first dot customer number equals to 1. And if this condition is true, what I am telling to SAS is to create a new variable called loan number and populate into that new variable as 1. Assign 1. If this condition is true, please assign 1. If this condition is not true, then please increment the value of loan number by 1. So loan number plus 1. So how it executes here, I'll tell you. So what is our condition? If this particular record is the first record, then in the loan number please assign 1. Next it will go to the next record. Again it will check whether it is first record or not. If it is not the first record, please add 1. Please increment the loan number by 1. When it executes the second record, already the loan number variable has created and in which you have value 1. Now when it reads the second record, again it will check the condition whether it is the first record or not. If it is not the first record, then it will increment the loan number by 1. So we have 1. So 1 plus 1 would be 2. And when it reads the third record, again it will check the condition whether it is first record or not. If it is not the first record, in the loan number we have now 2, right? So 2 plus 1 would be 3. So it will keep on incrementing. It will do it for each group separately. See here, if first dot customer number equals to 1, then loan number equals to 1. If it is not, if this condition is not true, then the else part will execute. So let me put, first it will read the first record from loan underscore sort. So let's say it read this record, it will check the condition. It will check the condition. It will execute that record, the first observation or first record on this uh, if else conditional statement. So it will, but the first record will be checked for the condition first. If it is the first record, then loan number will be created and value 1 will be assigned. Next, it will read the second record from loan underscore sort. It will read the second record from loan underscore sort. Okay, second record from loan underscore sort. Now it will check this condition whether it is first record or not. It's not first record because we read the second record, right? So this condition will not execute. This condition will not execute. This condition will execute because the condition failed. When it reads the second record, the condition fails. So in loan number, what is the value you have? Already you have 1. So 1 plus 1 would be 2. So that's how it assigns these numbers. It will assign these numbers. Okay. Now let me show you. Let me execute and show you. Second loan details. Is it second loan details? But why we didn't get that data? Let's go to log and check. Variable salary is initialized. No, this one, right? Okay, I'm using drop. Here it will assign the numbers in this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. It will assign the numbers to each category. 101 is a category, so 1, 2, 3, 4 loans. It will assign some number. Now what you have to do? You have to filter from those numbers. You have to filter. You want second loan details, right? So I want only second loan details. So then you have to write again one more if condition. If loan number equals to 2. If loan number equals to 2. So it will check the condition of this loan number. If it is 2, then only that record will be written into this output data set. Now let me execute this. See, all these are loan number 2. Second loan details. And if you don't want this loan number, since anyway you know that these are second loan details, then you have to use drop equals to loan number. You can drop it since we don't need anymore. You can drop it. Any questions on this?
Suresh, Ramesh,
Yes, Sanjeev.
I want to highest loan amount in third
Highest loan amount in
third position. Highest
third.
third.
Highest third. What do you mean by that? I mean,
Third highest number. Loan number.
then loan number equals to 3. Third highest in the sense, what do you mean? Third loan number?
Highest loan amount in third position. And I think 5,000, 6,700 is the third position.
If you
But
want
in
this, simply third highest. Yeah, I got your question. So don't assign numbers based on customer number. Just remove this. Just remove by customer number. So let's say data A set low. What is the input data set? You don't need of sorting the data. For that, don't sort the data. Just directly take the main input data set itself. Don't sort your data. Let's say you ask loan third highest salary or third highest loan amount according to you. Set loan details. Okay. We have to mine. Yeah, we have to sort the
By using
data.
functions, you can functions.
No, functions you cannot do that because functions are applied across observations. It's not applied across rows, across columns. I mean, you cannot apply on a
Okay.
column. In a data step, you
Okay.
cannot apply on a column. But using proc
Okay.
SQL, SQL, you can do that. But here you can what you have to do is proc sort. You have to sort it. Proc sort data equals to data set name is loan underscore details. Okay, out equals to uh, sort by loan amount. Loan underscore AMT. Loan underscore amount AMT underscore sort. Sort the data based on loan underscore amount
Okay.
by loan amount. Okay, you want the third highest, right?
Okay.
If you want to third highest and sort in the descending order, run. Okay, first sort the data. So I have sorted, and after that use this data set and assign the numbers if first dot, or you can simply don't use first. I mean, you can create a number, something like what is that? Let me go to that third highest. Where is T? Okay, loan amount sort. So loan details by descending loan. Is it loan amount or something else? Loan amount. Loan details, loan amount. It is not sorting. File work dot loan. Okay, I have deleted that. Input data set is not there. Let me take the input data set. So it sorted the data based on this. I mean, it sorted based on descending order. Now you have to assign ranks.
Yeah.
You have to assign ranks for this loan amount. You have to assign ranks for loan amount. So I can here by loan amount if actually in the by statement generally we have to mention at least there is a rule actually we have to mention at least one uh, categorical variable. One categorical variable. When I say categorical variable, there should be some categories. At least there should be one categorical variable. So in the previous case, we have seen like if customer number. Customer number is a category. It's a categorical variable. But coming to this, it's not a categorical variable. So there is, see in the log it's showing that by variables are not properly sorted on the dataset work.loan amount underscore sort. So we have sorted here based on loan amount, but this is a numeric variable which doesn't have any categories. Which doesn't have any categories. So if you want to rank based on category variables, then I would suggest instead of this, simply go with, this is very complicated logic. You can simply go proc rank. Proc rank data equals to, you can take directly input data set itself. loan details. We no need of sorting, nothing. Proc rank data equals to where on which variable you wanted to apply ranks. Let's say you wanted to apply ranks on loan amount, loan underscore amount, and after assigning the ranks where you want to show rank loan underscore rank. Let's say run where you can write out equals to ranks rank underscore loan. Simply you can execute this. So go to rank underscore loan. You'll have ranks. Okay, let me write. There is one more option. Let me write here. When you have ties, then you change option. Now let me go to rank underscore loan. So you can create ranks in this way. So here, no need of sorting, nothing. And by default, whichever value is small, it will assign first rank. So we have to assign first rank for the highest value, right? So for that, we have to use a keyword called descending. This is the best option. Simple. Proc rank. It will assign ranks. If you look at loan amount 10,000, first rank. Next highest is 6,700, second rank. Next highest is 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now you can filter here which one you want. So you can use here. You can write here where equals to rank equals to 3 or rank equals to whatever that variable. What is that variable? Loan rank. Loan rank equals to whatever number you give it here. Let's say you have given 3. You will have third highest. If you want first highest, then give 1. Second highest, then you want. Or else you can also do it for each group also. If you want from each group first rank or second rank, you can use proc rank. So if you want to do for each group, simple, you have to use by statement. Let's say you have by student or by whatever. So for each group, it will calculate the ranks. So proc rank, sorry?
Rank concept is coming to future, I think.
Yeah. It's a procedure. We'll see in future. Okay. In our future sessions, we'll discuss proc rank. Proc rank would be the best option. Okay. Now let me give you a question. So what I want is I need output in this fashion. I want sometimes see these are all standard entry questions. Second loan details or second order date details or second transaction details. This is standard entry question. As well as they will ask you this question because they have asked in one of the interview. Okay, you have now from the data whatever we have from this data, what I want is I want customer number and the number of loans he took so far and followed by what is the total loan amount he took from the bank. In the same way for 102 customer, he has took total 2 loans so far. What is the total loan amount? 103, 2 loans. What is the loan amount he took so far? And in the same way 104, he took only 1 loan till now and what is the amount? So this is what I'm expecting. This is the output I want. Customer number, number of loans taken and total loan amount he took from the bank. This is my requirement. Okay, simple requirement only. See here. If first dot customer number, then what you have to do? Let's go to the Excel and calculate. If it is first record, then what you have to do? You have to create 2 new if it is a first record, I need to calculate 2 things, right? One is count, I want count, and the other one is total amount, total loan amount. Okay, if it is the first loan, then I need to have 1. And anyway, we have loan numbers. If it is first record, I need to have value 1. And in the loan amount, what is the loan amount? It is 5,000. So I need to get 5,000. And if it is not the first record, what I have to do? What I have to increment the value of loan by 1. So I'll get output. See, let me tell you the output first. Let me, and here 5,000. So 5,000 plus 5,000, it will be 10,000. And 16,700. Okay, let me. How I'll get this? 5,000 plus 5,000. So the value would be sum of all these three. So the value will be sum of this 4. Okay. Here it's 780. And here it's 780 plus 2,000. Here it is 600. 600 plus 5678 is 10,000. So I need to create 2 columns in this way. I want the count, loan count, or you can say loan number, whatever. Okay, and followed by, here you need to have total amount. So you have to create total amount column in which you have to calculate running totals. You have to calculate running totals. When you read the first record, the value, the loan amount is 5,000. When you read the second record, the total loan amount should be 5,000 plus 5,000. It's 10,000. When you read the third record, the loan amount should be 5,000 plus 5,000 plus 6,700. It is 16,700. So how to do this? Use it first dot concept. If it is the first record of this group, then count value should be 1 and total loan amount should be equals to loan amount. If it is not a first record, increment the count value as well as coming to loan amount. What you do is add current loan amount to total loan amount. Add the current loan amount information to the total loan amount information. Let's go to SAS and see that logic. See, if first dot customer number equals to 1, if it is the first record, then what you have to do? You have to create a new variable called loan number, and assign value 1, and also create a new variable called total loan and assign the value whatever you have, that is loan amount. And when I say assign, so this is what it does. Since it is the first record, so in this loan number value will be 1. And in the total loan, it will pick the loan amount and the value will be assigned. Okay. So if it is the first record, I wanted to execute or I wanted to perform these 2 actions. So there are more than 1 action, so I am using do block. There is more than 1 expression I need to execute if this condition is true. That's the reason I am using do block. Okay, you can alternatively use if else statements as well. But since for the same condition I wanted to perform 2 actions, I have used do block. Next, if this condition is not true, what you wanted to do? I want to increment the loan number by 1 as well as I wanted to add the current loan information to already existing total loan amount. Total loan, whatever total loan variable you have, whatever value you have in that, I wanted to add the current loan amount to that number. So what it does is, let's talk about the second row. Is it the first record? Is it the first record? No. So it will not execute these statements. Since it is not the first record, it will execute whatever you have in the else part. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to increase the value. We are trying to add 1 value to the already existing loan number. See, the meaning of loan plus 1 is nothing but it's loan underscore number equals to loan underscore number plus 1. This is the meaning of that. The meaning of loan the meaning of loan number plus 1 is loan number equals to loan number plus 1. Okay. Now, when it calculates loan number, already we have in loan number a value 1, right? So there is a value 1 here. There is a value 1 here. So 1 plus 1 would be 2. Now, in the second record, the loan number value will be 2. Okay. Now, when it reads the third record, in the same way, this condition will fail. It will come here. So what is the loan number when it reads the third record? The value will be 2. So 2 plus 1, it will be 3 now. Loan number will be 3. When it reads the fourth record, again the condition is failing. So loan number will have 3. 3 plus 1 will be 4. Okay. In the same way, the meaning of total loan plus loan amount, the meaning of this one is total loan equals to total loan plus amount. Okay. So when it reads the first record, the total in the total loan, there will mean what it will do, it will assign the current loan amount. When it reads the second record, this condition fails. It will come here, and already, you have in total loan you have some amount, some value. To that total loan, it will add the current loan amount. So this 5,000 plus 5,000, and again it will save in the total loan itself. So total loan equals to total loan plus total loan amount. So till here what it does is, let me execute and show you. Sorry, I opened the wrong data set. Let me open total loan. So this is how you will have, you get the data. See, customer number, loan, total loan. See, I have used here keep, only keep, whatever variables you want, you have to mention there. So I have used customer number, loan amount, loan number, and total loan. That's the reason it's showing only 3 variables information. Now it's okay. Let me remove that and show you. Let me remove this. If you don't use keep option, it will create in this way. Since it's the first loan, you'll get 1, second loan, third loan, fourth loan. In the same way, if you look at the total loan, so when it reads the first record, the total loan would be 5. When it reads the second record, 5 plus 5, it is 10. When it reads the third record, 5 plus 5 plus 6,700, 16,700. 10. Now, from this output, what do you want? From this output, what you want? You want only the last loan details of each customer. Let's take, you want the last record from each customer, because in the last record you'll have the final amount. Total number of loans taken and total loan taken. Total number of loans as well as total loan amount taken from the bank. So now I have to use last dot customer number and filter the records. If last dot customer number equals to 1. If it is a last record, then only I wanted to write that record into this output data set. This part will calculate, and it will calculate, and it will give these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. Now I want to check whether it is a last record or not. If it is last record, then only I want to write that record into my output data set. Okay, now let me execute this. So now you will have information in this way. Customer number, total loans taken from the bank, as well as total loan amount he took from the bank. So this is what we are expecting. This is the output which we are expecting. So they'll ask you these questions. Let's say there is a data set and a customer is having multiple records or multiple transactions. So now I want to find out the total number of loans taken from each customer as well as loan amount. See, using SQL it is very easy. Using SQL. But they'll ask you, specifically they'll ask you, I want you to do it in a data step. Tell me the code, how you do in a data step. If you want to write SQL, it's nothing actually. Select customer number, comma, count of star, whatever, comma, sum of loan amount from input data set is loan details group by customer number. Customer number, total number of loans, and total loan amount. If you want to do it in SQL, simple. But if you want to do it in SAS data step, you have to first sort the data and you have to apply this logic. Any questions? Anyone?
Sir,
Yes. Yes, Ram.
sir, in the previous example which Andy has discussed, in that if I want to
Which
get a
one you talking?
what, sir?
Which example?
Which Andy has discussed.
Okay, okay.
In that, if I want to get records, like say, if I take customer number 101, if I want to get the second and third record, like
I
suppose if
got
I
it.
have hundreds of
Yes.
transactions, if I want in between the transactions, so using these if conditions, how can I write, sir? If I take date as an example, if I want transactions between this date and that date, uh, using if condition, it will be very tough to write that.
No. So, see, if you want to filter, I mean, let's say, if I understood your question correctly, let's say, for example, you want to find the highest, second highest record in for suppose, let's say, you want to pull all the loans information, which, I mean, the loans taken from 2011 to 2012. Okay, you don't want all the
Yes.
loans information from 2011 to 2012 loans. In between these loan dates, you want to find the second highest or third highest, right?
Yeah.
Is it your question?
Yes, but and if I want the loans between this date and that date,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2011 to 2012. I'm not considering other dates.
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
So while assigning the ranks, it will filter the data. It will only consider the loans which are in between 1st Jan 2011 and 13 December 2011, and on the remaining it will consider only this data and it will assign the ranks. It will not consider other dates. Okay.
Okay.
So there are only 4 records in between 1st Jan 2011 and 2012. See here, you have only 4 records. So this is one record, 2, 3 and 4. There are only 4 records. So it considered only 4 records. Let me open rank underscore sal. Rank underscore, what is that? Rank underscore sal. Okay, rank underscore sal. So it will consider only those 4 and it will assign ranks.
Okay.
Then now if you want, you can filter it again from this. Okay, got it?
Okay. Fine.
I mean,
Fine, sir. Got it.
we have lot other options. Not only base SAS, you can do whatever fashion you want. Like you can use base SAS procedures, or you can use SQL, or you can use data step, depending on the need. Okay, and also like especially HSBC, they use only data step programming. They prefer data step programming. I don't know for what reason, but they prefer data step programming. If you see all the codes of HSBC, they will have data step programming only. Majority of the time they use data step programming. And also your question, whatever you have asked, the same where statement, I can also write here, not a problem. You can write it here as well. It will work in the same way. It will filter the data, and on the remaining records only, it will apply the logic. Okay, you can write it here. You can write it here also. On the remaining, because in where statement we can use it in a data step. It will filter the data, right? So where statement will filter the data at the time of reading the data from the input data set. So first it will filter. On the remaining, it will apply the logic. But in the data step, it's little complex. If you use proc rank, it is simple.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Anyone? Okay. If there are no questions, then I'll stop for the day because it's already 8:22.